since I'm starting with you. What is your political participation? How often have you voted since you've had the ability to vote?
I think I've only ever voted one time.
And that's just why once.
I haven't taken the time to really I guess in a sense, pay attention too much to why or how it affects me. So, but I mean, this year, well, they haven't started doing no voting yet this year, right? No.
Well, there's always voting going on, but if you're talking about national.
No, that hasn't started yet. Okay, well, yeah, this year I look forward to doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, especially when it comes, we can vote for the president, right?
Yes. This
Yeah,
year we are.
especially when it comes to running for campaign this year.
All right.
Yeah, so I feel like I definitely will look forward to doing that.
Now, remember, voting for president isn't actually the most important.
Yeah, not just that though, also just within my state and also my community.
Right. Now, are you gonna vote back home or are you gonna vote here?
I'm gonna go back home.
Okay, so just, if you're gonna be up here, try to get it set up as an absentee ballot. So they'll mail it to you and you can mail it back.
Okay.
When do we vote? Is it in November? December?
Well, our first round, we would be in the primaries here in April.
So, yeah.
Then the second round of primaries is in June, just in case there's ties. And then if we have to break that tie, it will be in August, and then the general election should be in November.
Okay.
So everything's coming up. All right, but today we're talking about political attitudes, participation, venting and voting. Political participation, or let's just say this. Public opinion. Public opinion is expressed usually when you go vote. How you believe your government really is, if you think it's working for you, people mostly express that at the ballot. And even at the ballot, we're only seeing about 52% of eligible voters actually vote. So even when you are sharing your opinions, public opinions, during an election year, only half the country actually share it. So we don't know what the other half is thinking. But political participation, which is one of the reasons is the 52% that shows up, are the ones who feel passionate enough to share their vote, to share their opinions outright. So let's get into this a little bit. Voting disputes. The biggest dispute out there right now is voter ID. Do y'all believe that's a problem right now? Voter identification.
What do you mean, people voting under somebody else's name?
Right. Or false voting, or just simply fraudulent voting, just stuffing ballot boxes.
Do you feel like that's a problem?
I don't feel like it's a problem.
I mean, I don't feel like it is.
Do you? Oh, well, let me throw this out there. How many of you guys think Trump was right that somebody stole the election from him?
No.
No. I'm never gonna agree.
What about you? Did Trump get the election stolen from him?
No.
How about you? You think Trump got the election stolen from you? No. What about you? You did?
I think you should have got Georgia.
Okay. Now, do you think there was massive fraud?
No. 2020.
It was 2020. Well, let me tell you about 2020 anyway. President Trump himself installed a person over the election board and funded states to update all their electoral systems and also the security that's associated with it. To be quite honest, 2020 was the most observed and most secure election ever. We knew everything that was going on. We had pictures, cameras, security personnel everywhere. It was that secure. So when the president did make his claims that he thought, well, somebody took it from him, we thought it was weird. Because most of the states in which he lost were Republican controlled. Those states in which he lost they actually not only did it electronically, but they also have paper ballot to show that what was being recorded by computers was true. And they had video cameras everywhere. So there wasn't any evidence in most of these states that said that Trump's election was stolen. But people still make claim of fraud all the time. Now, when we talk about voter ID, Republicans usually claim a voter fraud and they link the voter ID requirements. Democrats view it as restrictions as oppressive. Now, both of these groups are correct. There is a level of fraud, and I hate to say it though. Most of the fraud that was found was in favor of President Trump at the time. But there have been some issues with voter ID, and it led to changes like in the state of Oklahoma, you have to have a picture ID in order to vote now. Democrats do view it as restrictive because people who do not have a driver's license, who do not have a state ID, can't vote. And believe it or not, most of the people who do not have driver's license or who don't have state ID, they're usually poor. Or working class people, or minority. So if you require a state ID or a driver's license in order to go vote or register to vote, you eliminate a good portion of poor, working class, white, black, Hispanic people. Just gone. So that's why Democrats view it as oppressive. Because in many ways, that group usually support Democrats. But Republicans are correct. If you're gonna go vote, you should have an ID to reflect it. So that's a dispute. That is an issue. How do you solve that issue? How can you help poor people get IDs? So this won't be an issue anymore. Or is it done strictly to suppress the vote from poor people? Yes. You think it's done to suppress?
But what, that's like another thing, like, it may not be the same thing like abortion, I think that's to suppress, cause they already know, like, us as Americans, we're already down, we're up. So you trying to put more people in the world, no one can't afford it, you oppressing us.
I can see that. I can see that.
I
What you gonna
think-
say, Spivey?
Like with it being in 2020, like people were already going through things. And so, like, I just went blank. No, I didn't. Okay, so like going through things and stuff that 2021, 2022, it's hard to get back up. So you take your ID, you lose your ID, you're going through things, you're losing your house, you're losing your car, you're losing all these things. And so let's just say you don't have an ID, but you want to vote. Like, I feel like that's
Gonna suppress good people that just went through a
because
lot
you
of things.
already went through one of the worst years that anyone has ever went through.
Right?
I think it's.
I agree to part of that because I know a lot of people, because of COVID, their state IDs or driver's license has expired
Yeah.
and they haven't renewed them. And guess what we're coming up on? We're coming up on election year.
Yeah. So now
And-
the DMVs are gonna be packed.
Time is running out right now. Everybody's down until about July to register to vote, or you won't be able to vote in November. So if you haven't gotten your ID,
And you making them appointments, if you try to make one now, it probably.
yes, you gotta make an appointment.
Yes, everything is moving slow. Unless,
Everything, you could not do a walk-in, you could not, they'll turn your legs around right now. Especially at Taylor, she don't play.
if you, oh well, I mean, you really gotta be from
You have to
Oklahoma
set
to
an
do
appointment
that.
to
Who's
register.
everybody running for though?
No, to get your
To
ID.
get your state ID or driver's license.
Oh, like renewed?
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
trying to figure out who I'm
I
voting
don't
for.
think I
I'm
trying to figure that
I'm
out.
still trying to figure that out.
I'm still trying to figure out who I'm voting for.
Well, I can tell you this right now. In Edmond, anyway, to get an appointment to get a new driver's license or state ID, it's 45 days.
That's
The appointments.
That's quick.
Yeah, because it was 6 months.
See, you go to these little small towns out here, Marlow, Rush Springs, Chickasha, it's walk in, walk out.
You would have.
You gotta go to a small town.
Country towns.
Yeah, you gotta go to the country towns with DMV.
But not even then, sometimes that you still gotta do appointments.
Yeah, that's true.
Cause I had to go to a smaller town, you still do appointments.
Especially if your driver's license has been expired for about a year or two, you have to retake the driver's test.
Yep. Take a
Oh, shit,
picture and
I
all
didn't
of that.
know
Yeah, the whole process.
I said, why is it like people don't remember to renew it?
It's not as big.
Because think about it, right now we have 2-year driver's license, 4-year driver's license. I think they just went and got us a new 6-year driver's license. Well, think about it. You don't think about it. You just got it in your pocket and you go on, right?
I mean,
Or-
but don't you use it sometimes, like, when you scan it to buy alcohol?
I use my driver's
No.
license here.
You can do it on your.
Yeah.
And look at my,
No, they got an app.
yeah, when I got pulled over by the police.
You got pulled over once?
See, they have the option to do that.
Oh, you missed a lot.
You missed a lot. I just simply give them my. phone.
Yeah, I mean, certain states, though, you can only do that with certain states on Apple, though, like add your ID.
Yeah, in Hope-
realize
I mean, in Oklahoma, you can do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so when I got pulled over, I just simply just double click my insurance, my license,
And it's all on the same app.
just hand it to them. I didn't even. There you go.
Did you get a ticket though?
No, I got one.
You missed a whole
You
lot.
missed a lot.
That whole conversation. Where is
What for?
Speeding tickets.
I remember that conversation.
Ain't that tickets?
Oh, you, I thought that was the other kid.
No.
No, that was
No, that was another class, never mind.
Oh my God.
Or
But-
in our
I
class
mean,
too.
they were
No.
scheduled for me to go.
What's with the
It's in your, I think it's in your Hawkins class, right?
No, I'm not in Tom's class. Yeah.
But see, that's the problem though.
No, because I had sorry to cut you off. I had a conversation about somebody with speeding tickets, that's why.
Okay.
Wasn't there somebody else in class?
Yeah, they-
Yeah.
There was another young
Yeah,
man back there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because that
Okay,
was
funny.
too.
But that's the issue. So we do have a large number of people right now that don't have IDs or driver's license. And that means they won't be able to register to vote. Even if you have a federal ID, you can't register to vote in this state.
Why do you not?
Huh?
It has to be a driver's license.
Has to be a driver's license or state ID.
Why is it not a bigger thing here to vote? Like,
Why is it not or why is it? Why is it not?
why is it not like big to vote?
Because the minority doesn't know about it. That's mostly who needs to vote.
But like, since this is it's a HBCU, why wouldn't you wanna educate?
Langston does.
This actually in Langston, if everybody decided to register to vote as in this county, you guys would control this county. If everybody here in Langston registered to vote in Oklahoma in this county here, use this address, you would control this county because your population in this school is about equal to the population of this county. You will control the county, but no one does that.
So could we like bring a voting, you know how some places got voting?
Yeah, you could, if you had the voters there,
Like,
But see,
if they
that's
got
what?
booths or something,
a voting booth, make it.
I thought did we have
Langston does have a voting booth in the library.
In the library, okay,
Like you can go.
they do
register to vote.
that, but I never see a sign out during election.
Oh, no, you just have to know.
See,
See, that's not,
that's the
what
problem.
happened to Ignite, Brooklyn?
That's another
That ain't
thing,
got
that's why I
nothing to do
hope
with
next year they
Brooklyn,
really work on
treasurer, ask the
publicizing.
president.
My question is, why not SGA advertise that?
We
See,
were
that's why
supposed
I always said they have a really big problem here at Langston since my freshman year, publicizing things.
Right.
Man,
Especially
we ain't
like,
got a good PR chair.
like when they publicize things, they do it the day of or the day before,
Yeah,
instead of doing it
instead
like
of-
2 weeks
instead
prior.
of-
That's why so civic.
But think about this though, if all of you who attend Langston were to seriously, all the student body were to seriously go ahead and register in this county at this school, you would control this county. I mean, control this county. Everybody will be up here kissing your ass because you would have the votes. That's how power can switch. I mean, it's just what we're talking about here with political participation. All of you have to have IDs or driver's license.
Okay, let's do.
Because you have, yeah, just to even be in school here. So the fact is, if y'all register to vote and voted, y'all wouldn't have to vote.
But if we do, okay, so if we register to vote here. And then everyone goes back home during like the actual election season, or the, not election season, but the voting season. Would they have to send their vote here, or could they just do it at home?
They could have their votes sent out to them in an absentee form, and they can just fill it out, mail it, send it back. But what happens, Spivey, is that during the school season, all the elections are going on during the school season, so they wouldn't have to worry about that. They could just stay on campus, go vote, and knock that shit out. I mean, hell, they could run people here from this county for state representative or state senator. You would be able to affect the vote for the US representative in this district because your voting block will be so big here.
Okay, so is this big on other campuses like OSU, OU? Because I don't see as much there either.
I noticed it's huge at OU when I was there, but that was years ago, but I do know a lot of the fraternities and a lot of the other organizations get together and they use their power to do that. That's why you have a lot of candidates go down to OU. That's why you have a lot of candidates go up to Stillwater, because they know they can swing that vote.
USAO is big on that too.
Well, I was supposed to say,
That's
but
it.
USAO,
That's in Chickasha, yeah.
Oh,
I have a
Which
friend up there.
which can swing a vote in District 4.
They have a whole Democrat like organization up there.
Yeah. But just imagine if you have everybody here registered to vote in Oklahoma for this county, y'all control things. Y'all can dictate what will go out here on Highway 33. Y'all would be able to change the election of this town because you will be able to vote in city council people that can do things for this town. Y'all would have that power.
so like, I know I'm not the first person to bring this up, so why haven't they?
Why haven't y'all?
Not a day, it's a no.
Because why haven't y'all?
I mean, granted, this is my first year really into this, but
Okay, y'all SGA. Y'all, USGA, who else is SGA? Just you. Okay, why haven't y'all?
we're supposed to,
Exactly.
but that's the whole thing, we're supposed to.
See, you're student government, but you don't realize, yes, sir,
What is that abbreviated for?
Student Government Association. But think about it, your Student Government Association, but you, with this knowledge, can directly affect actual government. Because if you can get this voting block of people together, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be powerful. Plus, a lot of people in Logan County over in Guthrie would be pissed
Yeah.
that everybody came together here. But they would have to come out here and kiss your ass. Because the votes would be here.
I feel like there's so many problems inside the school that no one thinks about the bigger problems outside of the school,
Right.
and it's.
But if you think about it, the problems that are inside the school is just simply a symptom of the problems outside the school. This is the same apathy. It just leaks into the school. That's all it is. If your environment around you is apathetic, the environment inside will be apathetic. If you have everything here excited, focused on a mission, you can change everything around. It's just like anything you personally do. That's how it does.
Oh, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of Oklahoma. I
Yes.
hate Oklahoma
Right,
politics.
but you don't realize that you could change it here. Voting right disputes. States are purging voter rolls. Lawmakers are accused of punishing non-voters. Voting is getting easier in Democratic controlled states. Republican charge voter fraud. So let's go to states are purging voter rolls. If you have not voted in 2 elections in most southern states, they will take your names off the voter rolls. Every year, Oklahoma, in most counties, they take off about 100, 200,000 people off the voter rolls. So people who think they have registered to vote, and if they miss 2 elections, they don't realize that they have been deleted from the rolls. So when they go up to vote on election day, oh, you're not here, your name is not here. It's because you've been deleted from the voter rolls. Now, they say they do this to keep everything in line or to keep everything properly done, but in reality, it's more of a political move.
Why would you delete?
Well, because the people who don't usually vote in certain elections are usually poor, are usually working class people who can't get there. And if you miss 2 elections,
So they're not scared of people seeing like that no one besides a certain groups are voting? They're not.
because they keep certain groups of people in power. That's how that game works. Now, in Democratic controlled states, in certain Democrat states, I think California is one of them. You can go to the voting booth that day, you can register on site and then go vote.
And we don't do that here because.
Because Republicans charge voter fraud is easy. Because people say, well, you know, you could be anybody with a fake ass ID, you know, and you register today right now, and then you go vote. You can't trust that.
Doesn't matter. No one's voting anyway. Like, you have these small ass red counties that make your 3 biggest cities are all blue, but all these small ass counties are red, and that is why Oklahoma is red.
Right,
Be for real.
right.
What voter? No. I hate it. I don't wanna go home. I wanna go somewhere else.
A lot of people have that reaction. But the fact remains is this, that's exactly how they clean voter rolls, and that's how they move people off the voter rolls. It's simply, if you miss 2 elections, they cut you out.
So I'm confused, if you were moved off the voter rolls, you can't register to vote again.
Yes, you can, but chances are you won't get notified that you've been removed.
Okay.
So when you go to vote in an important election, guess what? Your name is not on the roll. That's right. And you had to re-register. Oh, too late to register. You should have registered 6 weeks ago. Yes, sir.
Is that only for the state of Oklahoma? Is that only for the state of Oklahoma?
No, Oklahoma, Texas,
Of course,
California,
Texas.
Arkansas.
The whole southwest region.
Oh, okay.
Let me just say south.
Right, just say the whole
And
southwest
some,
region.
and some
Like,
good
at this
points
point.
west. Okay, let's just say that.
What I missed?
Talking about being purged from voter rolls.
I'm already purged. I turned 18 2 years ago. I haven't voted.
How many of you
I haven't
guys,
either.
how many of you guys, you turn 18, just register to vote, right?
Yeah.
How many of y'all register to vote? Okay, now, you turn 18. Let's see, you probably missed 1 major election. If you miss this election, they'll take you off the
Did
roll.
we miss
So when you just got your driver's
Yes, you missed a major state election.
State?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
yeah, we missed the state election.
Yeah, remember, this is state. Yes, what were you asking?
Okay, so you got your driver's license like in December, you haven't missed no voting thing, right?
No, so go ahead and register to vote.
Oh, wait. Then I've only missed a year then. Or not even, I haven't missed no major election.
Okay, when did you turn 18?
September of
I'm probably not.
2 years ago.
2022?
Yeah.
Yeah, July of
Okay,
2020.
you missed the gubernatorial election.
I'm sorry. I turned 18 or 2020, September of 2021. I turned,
Okay, you missed the gubernatorial.
but I
election.
didn't have my license yet.
Oh, but still,
So
when did you register?
I registered to vote. Oh shit, I had my state ID. Never mind.
I
When did you
registered
register?
to vote, I registered to vote a few months before I turned 18.
Okay, so did you guys vote in the state election for Stitt or anything like? Did you guys vote for the marijuana initiative?
Was that not on the
Okay,
same
so
ballot?
he's-
Or-
That was last year.
What happens once they take you off, you can get back on?
You can get back on, you have to re-register, but they don't notify you.
Yeah.
So we
So,
need to re-register.
Yeah, so I need to re-register, okay.
Okay. Cause I was.
Yes.
So then, where can we find out when like all the voting, I guess, like major dates are and stuff like that?
Okay, in this state, you just go to the Oklahoma State Election Board website, do that. In California, you do the same.
Okay.
Right, in Texas, you do the same.
I know that you can, the food stamp website, you can go on there too.
Right, and it'll give you a link.
Oh, yeah.
But it also,
Yeah,
also you can check your registration online too, at Oklahoma election site as well. And I check I vote in almost every election, so. They ain't doing that to me. My mom was always like that, they'll never do that to me. As she says, and I quote, remember her saying, it, she says, niggas work too hard to get the vote, and they ain't take that away from me. That's how she was before she died, so I love
that's
her.
right.
Yeah. So, but that's how they sneakily do it. In Georgia, if you haven't voted in one election cycle, you're gone.
So how's it fraud there?
So,
No offense.
No, it's not fraud, but that's the law. And they changed that law under Stacey. That law came into effect under Stacey Abrams. Because remember, one of the reasons why, especially Stacey Abrams lost this last election, that law came into effect. They eliminated over 1.2 million people off the rolls,
Jesus.
like 3 weeks before the election.
So
And they believe most of those people would have voted for
we
Stacey.
can register to vote now and we would be okay. to
You'll be
vote.
okay. You'll be okay.
So we need to get, how do you register to, oh, I mean, you can do
You can
it.
register online, you can just, I can get you guys forms, you can always register, I can bring them in here and I make. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy.
so, and then when you said you get kicked out after 2 major elections,
Election cycles, yes.
so that's only if you register to vote and then you don't vote. Okay.
You can help people register to vote
Oh, yes. You can help them, you can't register.
for them, but you can help them. Okay, but
You can give them the form, you can show them the website, you can even mail in the form for them.
you can't do it for them.
That's right. Because they will definitely look at it and start calling people, says, well, she filled it out and everything, and then mailed it in for me. She's gone. That's it. Because they do verify. They do verify. All right, the role of elections. The United States has more elections than any other country. We have about 13,000 elections a year. Jeez. From major elections for state offices and everything, or national offices, to little bitty PDS elections like, well, should we give the school bond for this or that? Plurality versus majority. That means you have different groups versus the overall majority of people. You have different interests. And in this country, the majority usually win. However, where plurality wins is just that the majority of people don't vote. But a majority of a specific group tends to vote more in the states, and they control everything because of their participation. So that's why I tell you that you need to vote and vote en masse, because what's happening is there is one group that will vote over 56% of their eligible voters consistently, and everybody else tend to barely hit 42%. And that one group will control government by that vote. Voters elect officials who share their beliefs. Oklahoma, you gotta be Christian in Oklahoma to get elected. Serious. You better say you're Christian and you better say you're conservative. You get elected. I guarantee you right now, I can put my name on the ballot, do a nice proper image, and I will say, make Oklahoma great again.
You don't act like.
I'd vote for you.
Yes. Black man with a blue suit, white shirt, red tie. Looking like, without a smile, looking like this, looking like this. Like
But no.
like I'm about to take your money.
That's really what it is, though.
Uh-huh.
If you look, because we did this in one of our broadcasting classes,
Right.
and looking at images and stuff, like, it's repetitive, and
Mhm.
and people like things that are consistent.
Right.
So like, they're gonna vote for the same thing that looks the same because, oh, I did that last year, I might as well do it again this year.
Right. Right.
And it's
Now, think about this. an Edmonds school election. Now, why does it matter when you're running for school board that you support the Second Amendment?
These school shootings.
No, man, not really. It was only for one reason. If you say something like you say, if you put something on your advertisement for election that I support the Second Amendment, you're telling everyone that you're conservative without telling that you're conservative. If you say something like, God bless our children, you're telling everybody that you're Christian without saying Christian. Or that I have a view for our students in school that is more traditional. You're telling them that you're more Republican and conservative without telling them you're Republican and conservative. And that's how people use it. So those beliefs carry on. Hey, I'm a conservative man. I believe in the Second Amendment. I do believe that we as Americans can make ourselves even greater, not great again, greater. But if I run for office, I will say great again. Because I can get elected by being who I am, by adding a little caveat. Because people would say, he shares our beliefs. Elections sustain political culture. If you get a certain group of people electing certain other people, your political culture, how you want politics is done, remain. If you believe that our politics should be conservative, anti-abortion, and you should have support for law enforcement in a certain way, then you will vote that way. And if you are the majority, that's the kind of culture you create. So one of the things that you say, I hate Oklahoma, well, think about it. That's a political culture. And the reason why that's a political culture, you have a specific group that votes consistently in large numbers compared to everyone around there. If you want to change that culture, you got to get everyone around you to vote to that same level consistently.
People don't trust the politics or politicians in general, so you have people that say, I'll never vote because of this. It doesn't matter to vote when it does.
That's the great, if you think about it, Ms. Spivey, that was the greatest thing that was ever dropped on the American public. And people believe it. You tell them that their vote didn't matter, especially people who have been suppressed. And because they've been suppressed so hard, they believe it. And guess what? You keep them away from the ballot. Even though they put their lives on the line, they lost their lives to get that vote. You make them feel that their vote don't matter. You've already won because they'll alienate themselves. We don't even have to worry about them.
It's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, we'll go into the rest of this on Monday, guys. I know you guys are kind of out of it. I mean, go on this on Tuesday. I know you guys are kind of out of it, and I'm ready for the weekend too. This last 2 weeks on this campus has been strange and drama filled. And I kind of want this month to be over. I mean, you don't even know. I've had people snatch kids out of my class, fighting in Tolton's class, people fighting on the yard. Find out that.
Wait, hold on, time out. Why? Wait, where have you been? You can't in the classroom.
Yes, because.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, never let that shit.
People like, get out my classroom right now.
Right. Dr. O'Brien had the house up here.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, you said what?
Dr.
People
O'Brien.
be verbally fighting in the class all the time.
Wait, I mean, shit, okay, I understand, but.
One guy started a full-fledged fist fight with another guy. Were you in that class?
Me?
Yeah.
I was in Tom's class.
Were you in that class when that happened?
Didn't fight, they were just like about to throw hands and then a student and Talton were like giving them away from each other. And they came back in and they still were talking and then.
Now, why did he go to his car?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to his car.
Who told?
No, the kid says, I'm going to my car.
No, that ain't got guns going.
And so that's when Dr. O'Brien came over
It's
here.
never that, why?
On campus? On campus?
Then I came up here and there was a fight out there on the yard, some dudes fighting over some girl.
No, it wasn't that, they was disrespecting all.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about him, that's the boy that came up in my classroom.
I'm fighting this room.
No.
Why everybody just
There was a young man, that said, that somebody who thought it was a cute. And so what he didn't know the history. He went out there and kicked over the cue bench and messed up all their stuff.
Tanner, where you at?
See, that's the thing, but you know the history, so you don't have to do that.
Right, and it wasn't even that, yeah, it was a bunch of bullshit. He thought it was cute, but it wasn't cute. So he goes to my class, it's Monday morning class, and he's like, you're motherfucking Jews, and I'm like, what happened? And he explained what happened. I said, dude, do you know the shit that is about to come down on you? And I said, and I asked one of the students, go tell Todd, because Todd is a Q.
Hello.
And I'm in the middle of my lecture, and the door opens up, and two Qs come in. And says, we want to talk to you. I said, get out of my damn class. We want to talk to you. He bucks up. Yeah, you were invited. I'm like this. So he goes out in the hall and they close the door.
Do they talk?
They talked, but they were about to beat his ass, and then I came out there. By that time, I had sent the text to Dr. O'Brien. Dr. Langer came. Colton knew, he said, I ain't even going up there. And we sat out there in the hall, calming both of them down. I looked down over here on the stairs, there's a queue sitting right there. And I look around my side, and there was a queue getting around here. So they were about to do that. So I'm like, so we got it straight now. And he realized how he thought. And he apologized. And we got it also when we first talked and stuff. And he's still, and then that was it. And then they came out here at 8:30 in the morning and two brothers were out here fighting in the yard because some girl. It was this woman's girlfriend, and they were walking to the cafe. She sent the text that, oh, I'm doing your friend here.
Oh.
And so he walks off and just.
Wait, she was messing with the homeboy he was walking with?
Yes, which is his best friend. And they get
So
on
many.
Where's I'm so sick and tired of it.
The damn groundskeeper running out there and we split them up. Right, and we gotta sell the man away, you know, I said, well, I have to, but what they don't know, what they did know, they should know, that she was with a third dude that he likes.
She pushing me for real. That's how to go. That's how to go.
He's a criminal justice major.
Oh, Lord.
And I told him about the situation.
There you go.
And he says, oh, that's it. I didn't really think it was with those.
Oh, that's it, he raps.
Yeah.
I know that's-
And that was it.
Like,
So this has been my 2 weeks here.
You know what? We all need it. We all.
So, and of course, I found out that, the state has passed this bill in the Senate that's gonna make at least 4 girls I know, if it passed and the governor signed it, 4 girls I know could be charged with murder. Because this bill is if you go to a different state and have an abortion, you come back, they will charge you with 2nd-degree murder instead of Oklahoma.
Okay, so,
It passed the Senate a couple of days ago,
Oh,
and it's in the House, and it looks like it's gonna.
and you said last time over they can get bottles if someone switches.
Right, but this thing, it's retroactive back to June 2021. So you think about all these women who went to Kansas since then, and how many
Yeah, that's
people
all.
they've told.
Cause I know somebody should just went recently.
I thought you can't get charged or something if the law hasn't.
You can make
Yeah.
the law retroactive.
How, like, how you
You
gonna make the
just
law?
make the law retroactive.
It's 3 years. Okay,
Doesn't matter.
so like, I know someone recently, like, just before we came to school, had gotten an abortion, so if she was to get caught, like, by somebody telling her, she's going to jail.
She could go to jail if that law passes.
But no way she get caught in somebody's speech.
Question is,
So we ain't got no choice but to live.
what about,
Yes.
So I'm secret.
Hello?
it takes two to tango?
Yeah.
But you got the baby. I know they cannot force you to do it, and they cannot be there.
Right, but
Yeah.
you got the baby.
But I'm not the only one who conceived it though.
Right.
Let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it.
Not really, not much. What about the man?
You went to another state and took care of that.
Yeah, I took care of it.
What
What
if
if they
they
broke
go
you?
there?
Now, I know of 4 women individually, but I guarantee there's at least 20.
It's gonna be.
Wait, it's like across state lines.
Woman who doesn't.
Yeah, you would think it's federal protected.
Wouldn't that be federal? Who can make that federally protected?
You could pass a law in Congress to make it federal, but no one's, well, Congress is divided right now. Let me think about that. The Crown Act, which passed the House back in June of 2021, hasn't even gotten through the Senate yet. The Crown Act?
Yeah,
How many of you guys heard about the Crown Act?
yeah.
Heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay, it hasn't gone through the Senate yet.
What's that?
It's supposed to protect your hair, like you can't, they can't tell you that your hair is unprofessional or you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
change it.
I love that.
But now, that passed the House, but in the Senate,
Yes.
they amended it because, well, there was no protections for men in it.
Right.
Right, now, after they put amendments in it, guys who have nose hair, they won't be protected because they threw that out. Guys with
I feel like those hair
excessive,
is kind of crazy.
excessive ear hair, they won't be protected, and brothers with dreads won't be protected under that.
What?
I feel like nose hair and ear hair needs to be.
Yeah, it needs to be, yeah.
Cause that's.
But
extreme.
dreads is
Dreads,
crazy.
yeah, dreads, I feel like that's kind of
Right.
crazy.
Make me wanna dread my hair back up.
Okay.
What we just talked about.
So that has been taken out of that amendment, and so it should be on the Senate floor within the next couple of weeks for it to be passed, and once it does that, they're gonna have to go to conference to get the bills right, and then it'll probably be another 6 months. But the fact is, that bill in the state house passed the Senate, and it now is going to the House of Representatives, and it's gonna pass the House of Representatives. It's going to sign it. That means the girls that I know, I mean, I wanna get them out of their state.
So can they go back to Kansas? They work there?
They can go wherever they want to, they'll be okay, as long as they won't be in Oklahoma.
Would that be a federal thing, like if they got pulled over?
No, it would just be a state thing, if they're in the state of Oklahoma. If they get conceived that child in Oklahoma, they went to another state and aborted that child.
So how do you
and they come
snitch?
back,
Wait,
they can be charged with-
I know they
Hold on.
conceded in Oklahoma.
you said conceive in Oklahoma?
Yeah, they did in Oklahoma.
Because that baby is considered an Oklahoma citizen when you conceive it.
So after you.
So if it was conceived in another state,
Then you go into a gray area.
Hmm.
Then you go to a gray area.
what do you
Or another country.
Go to a gray area.
What do you go and snitch and say? What do you go and snitch and say? Like, because I feel
Well,
like
you don't
that's
necessarily snitch. You think about it. You talk to your girl, you tell her, yeah, you know, I have to do this. I understand, girl. What's up? She tell her mom, right? They talking about, yeah, you know, yeah, I understand, girl. Tell somebody else, a third person, not involved, don't even know who you are, just know your name. And then she may be telling her husband or her friend or her partner about it, who's a real hardcore anti-abortionist, who is a cop, and say, okay, really? What's their name?
I don't know.
And that's how it happens.
and that's a crazy little process
It's
to be
just,
doing.
it's just a little bit like, usually it's like the term 6 degrees of separation. You tell one person, see, when someone tells me something, especially up here, I don't tell my wife about this. I can't, because everything that is done up here is protected. You guys have that blanket protection by me. When I sign that pledge, That's it. When I walk out of that office, no one hears shit from me up here. And my wife says, how's your day? Weird. When that shit happens upstairs, I told her about that, yes, because people fighting in the damn, or queues coming getting brothers out, that can be public record. Yeah, but when it's anything about Title IX or anything my student tells me or anything, I like that shit down. Everything I say or write or write stays in my office. But if you tell a friend, the moment you tell a friend a secret, it's not a secret. Understand that. You may tell your best friend that you love, you know, that's your girl secret too. Ain't even a secret anymore. Because she has another best friend that she loved since they were two. Don't tell them. If they don't tell that, which they have to tell that.
Can the doctor disclosure?
No, but if they found out, they can go to the doctor with a search warrant. They can go to the doctor with a search warrant, find out if they're pregnant, to verify it. Then they go to Kansas, deliver a warrant up there to get medical records, verify it, there you go.
I'm kind of mad.
So if you go to Kansas to get an abortion, you go to Missouri, or if you go to native territory, get an abortion.
They can possibly search it.
I just feel like it's all fucking stupid, because you're beating a dead horse at this point. You already banned abortion. Why are you trying to make people who are not criminals, criminals?
Right. And so that happened this week. What else happened? There's one more thing that happened because it was a weird ass week. Yes, sir.
4.5% taxes gone on
That was
groceries.
a good thing.
That's one good thing.
Yes. Now, my question is. 4.5% groceries is gone on taxes. How we gonna pay that?
Taxes,
How we gonna get, yeah.
gather taxes, yes.
How we gonna pay for that tax once?
So they're gonna make groceries higher?
No, it's not gonna make groceries higher because the tax is gone. How would the state collect that money? Because you got millions of dollars gone now.
Are the,
Wait,
Oh, you gotta take the roads. Have you drove on any road in Oklahoma?
So what could go up to replace that?
The Texas.
Your income tax.
fuck,
That's what I'm
I should have done my taxes already.
Yeah, your income tax.
I think
You're talking on gas. You think gas is high now? Watch gas go up.
They need to leave that gas alone, man. They need to leave that gas alone.
What about your utility bills?
And
They're
so
about to go up too.
the cost of living is gonna go up, even though.
Yeah, even though your food is cheap because it has no tax, trust me, everything else is gonna be taxed.
So that was some people's.
Should be giving us more money.
So it's been 2 weeks. And I love y'all, but it's been weird up in the bench. I mean, I should not roll up here and see a fist fight going on.
At 8 o'clock.
At 8
in the morning.
8:30 in the morning,
How in the morning, y'all fight for what? You had that on your.
over
mind.
some shit,
Sleep.
over some shit, when she's dating the third. And she liked him,
Was.
You don't like nobody.
she was.